Very good morning, children. गुड आफ्टरनून, गुड इवनिंग एंड गुड नाइट. जब भी मेरा वीडियो देखें मेरी तरफ से आप सभी को बेस्ट विशेस, गुड लक. सो वंस अगेन वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड आफ्टरनून, गुड इवनिंग एंड गुड नाइट children. Children, today we'll discuss very important topic, that is refraction through spherical surface. And in this topic we'll discuss part 1, that is refraction through convex surface. As you all know that there are two types of spherical surfaces. One is convex surface and another one is concave surface. Here we have taken the case refraction through convex surface, and here the refraction is taking place from rarer medium to denser medium. See, the refractive index of rarer medium is mu1 and the refractive index of denser medium is mu2. Let this is a point object. See, this is incident rays, and at this interface there will be change in the medium. So as you know the properties of rays of light, when it enters from one medium to another medium, so what will happens? It deviates from its initial path, original path you may say. So that is known as refraction. So at this interface there will be refraction taking place. So this is the refracted rays, and one rays is coming from this principal axis. So both the rays intersect at this location. So at this location there will be formation of image. So let me tell you, this is the object distance OPC. O is the position of object, P is pole, M is it is a perpendicular drawn from this point N to this principal axis. This C is center of curvature. This I is the location at which image of this point object is formed. So this will be the image distance. And what will be the object distance? Object distance will be from P to I. So this will be image distance. What about PC? PC will be what? PC will be C. C is the center of this curvature. So PC will be the radius of curvature, that is capital R. See, this is angle of incidence and this is angle of refraction. We had taken alpha, beta, gamma. Alpha is the angle made by this point object with the principal axis. Beta is the angle made by this refracted rays or made by this image with the principal axis, and this gamma is the angle formed by line joining the center of this curvature with the principal axis. So in children, in refraction through convex surface we have to stabilize the relation among yes u, v, r, mu1 and mu2. इन सभी वेरिएबल्स में हमको रिलेशन स्टेब्लिश करना है. सो लेट अस सी. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल चिल्ड्रन, we'll start from I and R, then we start from top and then simultaneously will comes at bottom. So this is the concept that you are supposed to memorize while deriving the expression related to refraction through convex surface. टॉप से स्टार्ट करेंगे, बॉटम तक आएंगे, then we'll use Snell's law, then we'll do as per procedure. Let us see from ray diagram, children, see this eye. Let us consider this triangle. From ray diagram, write down in triangle, you may write right triangle NMO. NMO will get what, children? See, alpha is equals to, or you may write angle of incident, that is I is equals to yes, I is equals to, let me correct it, instead of considering this right triangle, further we consider, let us consider this triangle, that is triangle NCO. So this angle I will be equals to, in triangle NCO, angle I is equals to, there is a property that exterior angle of a triangle, this is exterior angle, suppose this is I, this is alpha, this is beta, so this I, that is exterior angle, can be written as is equals to the sum of opposite interior angle. So this concept we have to use here, that is I is equals to, these alpha and gamma are the opposite interior angle for angle of incident I, that is I is equals to alpha plus gamma. Similarly, you may write similarly in triangle, see this triangle NCI, in triangle NCI, that is gamma is equals to, this is exterior angle, R and beta will be the opposite interior angle, that is R plus beta is equals to gamma. Further it can be written as R is equals to gamma minus beta. Suppose this is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. This is R equals to gamma minus beta. You can transpose this beta to here, it will become gamma minus beta. Very good. So I equals to alpha plus gamma and R is equals to gamma minus beta. So very good. Now we have written this I and R in terms of alpha, beta, gamma. So what will be our next step? Our next step will be, in a right triangle, we have to consider N, M, O. Let us apply tangent of alpha, that is tangent of alpha will be equals to perpendicular upon base, that is NM upon what? OM. Similarly, you please tell tangent of beta can be written as, for this right triangle, I am not going to write the name of the right triangle, you please look at the board, that is for tangent of beta you have to consider triangle NMI. It will be equals to, again perpendicular upon base, that is NM upon base will be MI. Similarly, tangent of gamma can be written as, what? Again you have to consider right triangle NMC, that will be equals to again NM upon CM, NM upon CM. Very good. Now you have to write, for very small angle, tangent of, this is a kind of approximation, tangent of alpha can be written as alpha and tangent of beta can also be written as beta, and tangent of gamma can be written as only gamma. Similarly, sine of I, or you may write, yes, sine of I can be written as sine I, and sine of R will be expressed as R. Let point M and P are very close to each other. Close to each other. So, if these 2 points are very close to each other, then all distances may be measured from which point? From point P. So जहां जहां M है हम उसको P से रिप्लेस कर सकते हैं. Well done. Now finally we have to use Snell's law. Now applying Snell's law, that is sine of angle of incident upon sine of angle of refraction is equals to the ratio of refractive index of second medium, that is mu2, to refractive index of first medium, that is mu1. See, as per our assumption, we had taken sin I can be written as I, sin R can be expressed as only R. So I upon R is equals to mu2 upon mu1. By cross multiplication, we can get what? Let us see here. That is here I into mu1. I mu1 will be is equals to R mu2. See, from equation 1 and 2 we can replace this I and this R. Suppose this is equation number 3. So let us write down from equation 1, 2 and 3 we get, what will get, children? Please see. This I can be written as alpha plus gamma into mu1. This is equals to R means gamma minus beta into mu2. So let us open this bracket. We'll get alpha mu1 plus gamma mu1 is equals to gamma mu2 minus beta mu2. So now see here, this can be written as, let us consider this is equation number 3 and this will be equation number 4. So we have to use 1, 2 and 4. See, this is this can be written as tangent of alpha mu1 plus tangent of gamma mu1 is equals to tangent of gamma mu2 minus tangent of beta mu2. Let us substitute the value of tangent of alpha, tangent of beta, tangent of gamma from equation 1 to equation number 5. So let us write down from equation 3 and 5 we get, what will get? See, children, tangent of alpha means n. Here when both the points are very close to each other, then this point m can be replaced by p. So instead of writing nm we have to write np. That is tangent of alpha means np upon op into mu1. Tangent of gamma means np upon cp. That is np upon cp, this is mu1, is equals to tangent of gamma, again we have to write these things, np upon cp mu 2 minus tangent of beta means np upon pi, that is np upon pi into mu 2. See in numerator in both the sides, this np cancel out to each other. So what we'll get, let us write down here mu 1 upon OP, so let us write down OP plus mu 1 upon CP, this is equals to mu 2 upon CP minus mu 2 upon PI. Now let us substitute the value of OP, CP and PI along with the sign convention. Along with the sign of, see OP, this is OP. So what OP is equals to U, but what will be the sign of U? See, ray is going in this direction. We are measuring the distance from pole to O, that is in this direction. So OP will be minus U. I hope you all are able to understand. So let us write down mu 1 upon OP means minus U plus mu 1 upon CP. See, CP is equals to capital R. Very good. That is radius of curvature is equals to mu 2 upon CP. Again capital R. Then minus mu 2 upon PI. See, this is P, this is I, means image distance. What will be the sign? Plus. What will be the sign of R? Here the sign of R is plus. So finally we get mu 1 upon minus U plus mu 1 upon R is equals to mu 2 upon R minus mu 2 upon V. Let us transpose this to LHS and these terms containing capital R to RHS. So further we will get, see, mu 1 upon minus U, when you transpose this to RHS it will becomes plus mu 1 upon plus V is equals to mu 2 upon capital R. When you transpose this mu 1 upon R to RHS it will be in minus, that is mu 1 upon capital R. So rearranging this we can write this first term, that is mu 1 upon V minus mu 1 upon U is equals to what? You know, very good, mu 2 upon R minus mu 1 upon R. So this is the required relation between mu 1, mu 2 and U, V and R. So this is the refraction through convex surface for rarer medium to denser medium. So children, when refraction is taking place from denser medium to rarer medium, then what will happen? Then this refractive index, that is mu 1 and mu 2, will interchange to each other. Means if for refraction from, you may write from D to R, that is denser medium to rarer medium, so the formula now becomes, you know what, this formula here, mu 1 and mu 2 will interchange to each other. So this is what we can write. Let we make this correction. See, this is mu 2 upon V, and here we have written mu 1 upon V. It should be mu 2. Clear? So it should be mu 2. Got my point? So mu 2 upon V minus mu 1 upon U is equals to mu 2 upon R minus mu1 upon r. So in case of refraction from denser medium to rarer medium, see this refractive index, that is mu1 and mu2, will interchange to each other. So what will be the formula for refraction through convex surface from denser medium to rarer medium? This mu1 upon v minus mu2 upon u is equals to, here mu1 upon r minus mu2 upon r. It can be written as, in case of d2r, mu1 minus mu2 upon r, ऐसा भी आप लिख सकते हैं. So this is all about refraction through convex surface. When we move to derive the relation among all these quantities for refraction through concave surface, then again we'll get the same result, that is mu2 upon v minus mu1 upon u is equals to mu2 minus mu1 upon r. So whether the surface is convex or concave, the relation remains constant. But if the medium is changing, that is, if the refraction is taking place from denser medium to rarer medium instead of rarer to denser, then mu1 and mu2 will interchange to each other. The surface, that hardly matters, whether the convex surface, whether the concave surface, the relation remains constant. Means for refraction through concave surface from rarer medium to denser medium, this relation is constant, same as it is. So this is all about refraction through convex surface. I hope you all have understood all the points very clearly. Even then, if you have any doubts, any problem, so feel free to discuss with me. So thank you very much and God bless you.